Premiering July 15th on CTV, The Amazing Race Canada is set to anchor CTV's summer schedule with a uniquely Canadian take on the original series. The Amazing Race Canada gives Canadians the chance to discover the country they love in a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Teams will race to the finish line, crisscrossing up to 23,000 kilometers as they travel through the country's urban centers and remote outposts, exploring its broad cultural and ethnic diversity, wildlife, and iconic landmarks, all in pursuit of that really amazing prize. Please welcome executive producer John Brunton and your host of The Amazing Race Canada, Jon Montgomery. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
And I have to say to everyone here that I got the really great e-talk assignment this year of joining these lovely gentlemen on the race. So I got to experience the show firsthand, participate in challenges with my wonderful partner, John, and audiences and Canadians are in for quite a treat with this show. Job well done, everybody.
Likewise, you did a great job.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing everything.
Wow.
Now, this question for John and John. Everything's been under a veil of secrecy for the last few months. Now the show has been shot. It's going to production. It's going to air July 15th. How relieved are you now that you can finally talk about it?
I'll defer to John, first of all. He's been working on this a lot longer than I have. So.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've been chased all over the country from coast to coast to coast by social media. And we've been putting out false information where we can. And we've been literally trying to live in a cloak of secrecy. And so to finally be able to announce John, I mean, we've been saying he's in different cities when we're traveling, as you know. We've been trying to hide the fact. And it's a whole new world when you do a program like this. Absolutely everybody's got a camera, and everybody tweets. And so it's a huge relief to finally let everybody know that we're ready to go, and John's our man.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Questions for John and John?
Experience for sure.
How much of the U.S. format did you dip into? Are we going to see the same roadblocks, the same detours, or is it going to be a little bit more Canadian, maybe a moose turn or something like that?
No, we didn't have any moose turns. You know, in terms of the rules of the game, we stayed pretty close to the format, but everywhere we went, I mean, I think that you'll find our cast really incredibly distinctively Canadian, that the challenges that we selected were really inspired by who we are and where we come from and the places that we went. So I think that, you know, when you see the show, you'll say, hey, this really looks like The Amazing Race, but there certainly is a Canadian DNA, starting with John as our host, an incredibly compelling cast that I'm so excited about because they really helped make the show in a big way. And then just this, you know, you can travel through downtown Toronto and you can really experience many, many cultures blocks away from each other, including language barriers. You know, Canada is a little bit different than the United States in that I don't think we're a melting pot. You can come from different parts of the world, celebrate your heritage here, and still be Canadian. And I think that that's something really distinct about who we are, and elements of tolerance in this country are a little bit different than in other places. And so there's certain things that I think will come out in the nature of our show that really represent very much, you know, who we are as people, who we are as a country, and the physicality of this place. You know, we've been to places, John and I, that have just taken our breath away, that we could never have imagined. Deserts and places that you could never have imagined. You know, I think there are going to be some surprises with some of the things we're doing and some of the places we're going.
So, yeah, look, you got the memo, huh?
I did.
So tell me this, the thing that I'm the most interested in is Phil Kogan basically just stands there. He just tells you what the pit stop is, what the detour is, and I feel like you're not going to do that. So how active are you going to be?
Pretty darn active. I'm going to be doing all of the U-turns, challenges, stunts, all the things, and showcasing them as the host.
Is it fair to say that you're going to be one of the most active hosts on television?
I don't know. I would say that there are other hosts who get their
down and dirty.
Down and dirty for sure, and I would hopefully be able to be amongst that grouping of hosts.
Is it almost like you're running the race yourself, just without a partner?
Well, anybody who had any role in making this show, literally it is like running the race, especially the camera and sound guys. I mean, those guys do it backwards and upside down. So the people who are on the show, making the show happen, are legitimately running their own kind of race for sure.
And a lot of people are curious about how it's going to work. Is it just Canada? And a lot of the stuff we're used to on the Amazing Race U.S. is talking to people in different languages. Yep. Are we going to get any of that?
You are going to get a lot of that because it is all shot here in Canada, but we have 2 official languages. We have the most multicultural society in the world. Just driving around Toronto, you can go from one borough to the next and cover about 6 different cultures in 6 kilometers. And so we're going to get a good taste of that because our country is the exact same. It's not a melting pot society. We do encourage other Canadians to bring their heritage when they do come to Canada, and I think that's one of the great things about our country, and it's certainly celebrated in the show.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see it.
Appreciate it, man.